Hi, and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann, and today I'm excited to bring you a special project featuring Eclectica stamps from PaperArtsy. So today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to use those Eclectica stamps in combination with washi tape. And when you get done watching today's segment, I hope you get a chance to pop on by the PaperArtsy website. They're over at paperartsy.co.uk. Because not only will I have a blog post that has step-by-step photos and instructions for today's project, but you can also check out all of the other resources that they have on their blog featuring tons of different tips and techniques. And PaperArtsy is renowned for great instruction and great projects. And of course, they are also very well known for their amazing stamps and accessories as well. So give yourself a little bit of time over at their website because they really have so very much to offer. In the meantime, please do enjoy today's segment, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you over at paperartsy.co.uk. My card combines several of the Eclectica word stamps plus decorative washi tape to create a fun collage background. And on this card, I'm also using the Spectrum Noir alcohol ink refill. So I've got lots of really unique color and dimension then added with the washi tape as well as the stamped elements on here too. And the really fun thing about this card is that you can adapt it in lots of different ways. So toward the end of the segment, I will show you a variation of the same card layout, just using a different color combination. A couple of things about the card layout and the reason that I put things together the way I did. I really like using word stamps, of course, as standalone sentiments or card focal points, but I also like combining them and using them as design elements. So let me tell you what I'm talking about, explain it a little bit better. This is the stamp set that I used for this card, and this is one of 8 sets that I designed for PaperArtsy. This is the ESN 03. And you'll notice I've got lots of different bold words on here, the journey, the adventure, and then also some smaller accent pieces, nice borders, as well as some smaller word fragments on there. And you can, of course, use any of these singly or combine 2 or 3 of them together. I like taking advantage not only of the words themselves and the spirit of what they have to say, but also their graphic design nature. So if you look at the card layout that I've got here, you'll notice that I have a lot of lines going on. And sometimes it helps if you kind of squint your eyes a little bit. You'll notice that I have lots of stripes going both vertically and horizontally. So if we start up here in the corner, you'll see adventure as one stripe, the script going this way as well as going this way, and then also another vertical line here with the journey. These 3 stripes are balanced down toward the bottom, of course, with horizontal lines. So the word fragile reads horizontally. I've got these wavy lines of the postmark going horizontally, and then this portion of the word fragment also horizontally, which is echoed up here in the border. Now to coordinate with that, of course, I also have a horizontal border, and then I also have incorporated a lot of circular elements to balance out the line. So anytime you're working with a lot of stripes, maybe a pattern paper that has stripes on it, you can always use a circular pattern, maybe polka dot or florals, and it balances out the stripes really nicely. It just creates a visual balance. So here on my card, I have most notably this big circular element here with the flower here. So this is my circle to balance my stripes. And of course, I also have some washi tape here, the polka dot washi tape, and then also this, I think it's a little hard to see, but it's got kind of a graphic pattern on here that also coordinates nicely with the stripes. So let me show you how I've done the Spectrum Noir background, and then we can talk a little bit more about how the card is put together. So I'm starting with a piece of cardstock, and I'm also working with 2 different colors of the Spectrum Noir alcohol ink refill. So these are designed to fill the Spectrum Noir pens, but you can use them on their own. I'm using FL1 and HB3, and I'm going to put them out onto my craft sheet. So they've got little stoppers or eyedropper applicators, so it makes it really easy. Just put 2 of those down. And then I'm also using some rubbing alcohol, and this is in a spray. And I'm just going to spritz that onto my craft sheet too. I'm going to pick up the rubbing alcohol with my little mini brayer and come in and just pick up some of that color. And the rubbing alcohol really does help the Spectrum Noir brayer on or roll on really nicely. And you'll see that I just have a really cool instant background. Now I've got some more ink left here on my craft sheet, so I'm going to come back and spray this and pick up some more of that color and continue adding vertically and horizontally onto my piece of cardstock. And then I can just clean up the rest of this ink that I'm not using with a baby wipe. And then I have my instant background ready to stamp. So again, I want to create some stripy effects on here. So the stamps I'm going to use are these two really bold words, the journey and the adventure. They have a nice big thick bold font, very big and bold words. And then I'm going to put those as kind of bookends on either side of this really pretty and delicate script stamp. So these two are going to balance this one here in the center. So I've got those three put up onto one block. And this is one of the flexi blocks from PaperArtsy, and I love these because it allows you to stamp multiple images on one unit, and it just makes things really easy. I'm going to stamp with a Jet Black Archival from Ranger, and I remember Leandra telling me many years ago that this is the black ink pad, one that she recommends, and I thought, oh, how good can it be? And of course then I used it and I realized it's probably one of the best ink pads I've ever used. And it's one that I reach for time and again. I have lots of black ink pads, but this is kind of my little black dress of black ink pads, if you will. So it just works really well for all different purposes. And it's a nice black, you know what I mean? It's a nice opaque black, so I really like it. So I'm just simply pressing this all as one unit, and then I'm going to lift off and have my three very distinct lines on here. I've left some space in between all of these, and that's going to be for my washi tape. Now I'm going to add some more stamping down here at the bottom, the word fragile, and then the little postmark on there. Again, just inking that up. And I will simply put this down here, again, leaving a little bit of space. And then the last one that I'm going to add is the sentiment, the only place from which to begin, which I really like. And I'm going to stamp that kind of off the side a little bit there. So here are my elements. So I've got 6 going on, 3 going vertically and 3 going horizontally. And this is going to form the foundation of my card. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some washi tape on here. And if you've never used washi tape before, I'm here to tell you it's a little bit addicting. Sorry about that, but it is. So it's like a really nice lightweight patterned tape. Sometimes it's called Japanese masking tape, but it's not masking tape in the sense that you might automatically think. You can tear it, you can cut it, you can do lots of things with it. So I'm just going to tear this piece and pop it down in the center, and you'll notice how, working with the tone on tone, the white portion of that tape is just sort of fading into the background. So I've got that one there. And then I'm going to come back with this geometric one and pop it down here. Got a leftover torn piece of that, so let me just put a little snippet of it up here. And then one down here, why not? And I'm going to carry on with this vertical and horizontal effect by putting some more of the dots down here. And then another piece of the torn up here at the top. I'll do it on either side. So you can really have fun kind of stacking and layering all of these different tapes and patterns on here. So once I have all of my tape on here, then I can go ahead and trim off using a paper trimmer, trim it down to size to fit my card. Now when I trim off any excess pieces, I'm going to set those aside because I'll show you how I'm going to use those. So let me bring back in my original card and you can see what I've done. So I've trimmed it down, matted it onto navy blue cardstock rather than black because I like navy as an accent with red. And I've also matted this, I stamped the only place from which to begin on the white cardstock, matted that onto blue as well. And then the floral piece here, this is cream and white sheer, and then another cream silk flower and another kind of a pinky white sheer flower on there, all stacked up with a white brad. And the loops that you see here, those are leftover bits of the cardstock that I just looped around like so, and then taped behind the flower. So it kind of creates a rosette effect. And then, of course, as I mentioned, matted up onto blue. And then this brown paper here is also from PaperArtsy. And this is their crunchy waxed craft paper. And I love this for layering because it has more color than, say, like a white vellum, but it's not so stark like a cardstock, and it's a nice lightweight. So it really just blends seamlessly. And of course, the craft color is a super trendy color right now, and it goes beautifully with the blue. So then I've just popped the flower up on here, and I have my card ready to go. Now I mentioned I was going to show you a different color combination. So here it is using white cardstock, so no Spectrum Noir on the background here. And then, of course, two different colors of washi tape, the green and the navy and white, and a different flower combination. And then, of course, I've got a ribbon on here. So you can see the two together, same layout, same placement. I even had my stamps on the same block for the exact same placement, but you get two very different looks, which is kind of fun to know that you can adapt the style of the card to just about any color combination or to the recipient. So coming back to the card itself, this is how easy it is to combine the Eclectica stamps for a really fun collage background effect. I want to say a big thank you to the fine folks over at PaperArtsy for inviting me to be part of their guest blogger series. And over on their blog at paperartsy.co.uk, you can find step-by-step instructions and photos on how to create this card. And once you're there, you're going to be tempted by all of the other really cool resources that they have and ideas. And of course, all of their really fantastic stamps are on their website as well. And for more ideas and inspiration, you know you can always stop by my place at saranaumann.com. Thank you so much for joining me today on Studio SN, and I will see you again next time.